You know who
Yep.
is technically a Tom Allen guy, Brad?
Give me a name.
And the last one that I listened to speak at the press conference, Carter Smith, starting left tackle for your Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah. The only guy who's getting NFL buzz during the Tom Allen era. Carter Smith, go figure, still on the roster. I mean,
that's not necessarily true either, but go ahead.
Whatever. But wait, what am I supposed to say about Carter Smith? What do you say?
No, I was just telling you he was a Tom Allen guy.
Yeah.
No, but I have Carter Smith stuff I'm about to go into.
All right. Sure.
No, but they asked him, this is kind of where I got the cocky vibe from, because they asked him what the vibe of the team was, and he said the freshmen are, quote unquote, a little cocky. So that did come from Carter Smith. So maybe you're, again, not to bring back up your Marek speculation, but maybe that could have been. I'm not saying it wasn't, but yeah.
I could see it being Baylor Wilkin too, just the way on
he's not on campus yet.
So it couldn't be him.
I don't think
so. It's either Merrick
unless he is.
Parker.
Actually, we might need John again. I don't know.
John, help me.
But no, he said they asked him what his role on the offensive line would be, and it definitely seems like he's going to take more of a leadership role this year. He talked about echoing the coaching points and kind of being a guy that, because they're going to have 3 new starters on the offensive line this year that knows what's going on. They asked him about Pat Coogan. He said he's a big guy, fun guy, brings the energy. He also noted that he's playing center. So the Pat Coogan guard. I don't know where the Pat Coogan guard. I don't know where that guard started.
Is it Jamie Jordan who was saying this?
No, I don't know who it was. I'm not putting a name on it. Right, I'm just saying it started somewhere, and it wasn't just like I don't know. But the guy's not playing guard. He's playing center. He's a center. He's playing center. He's expecting Carter Smith is expecting no drop-offs on the offensive line based on their play last year. They're looking to uphold a standard. They're not overlooking any details. They asked him about Zen. God, I'm going to butcher the dude's last. Mikowski, who signed with Hoosiers Connect. Hoosiers Connect locks Zen down, so that was dope. Said he's got a great length. He's an Indiana guy. He's fast. He makes good decisions. So you love to hear that from a tackle, a big athletic guy.
Like fast. I like that word.
I like fast a lot. And also, Carter Smith isn't one to throw around the word fast. The last person I remember Carter Smith calling fast was Mikal Kamara.
Yep, I was about to say the same thing. It was Mikal Kamara last spring. He's just so fast. He said like fast like 5 times. he was like blown away how fast Mikal Kamara was. He's like, oh my god. Okay, this is what good reps in practice look like. Oh my god, it's great. And then that's great to hear that Zen Mikowski, because that's not something you would necessarily describe Trey Wettig as last year. So kind of bringing a new element to that position, which is really nice. Probably, based on that description, maybe a little more pass pro focus, but I'm hearing that he's a really good run blocker. So just can't wait to see how maybe it's an upgrade of the position, which would be awesome. And we also have Benson there, who's been at Indiana, so he's going to be comfortable. It really just comes down to the playbook for him. And then, and Evan Lynch and Smith are back, and it's just about Coogan, Benson, and Mikowski, who I imagine might be all on the same kind of side. Maybe they'll do Bray Lynch on the left side or on the right side and go Benson
to help
on the left.
With continuity a little bit.
Yeah, to maybe spread out the returning guys a little bit, but I don't know if that's going to be, as long as they're all there in spring, I feel like they should be good to go.
A guy who played
looked so good last year. I don't even know. Like the fact there's even a drop of doubt in my mind is asinine right now about this O-line. They're going to take a step up. I don't know where the word drop off came from. If anything, they're taking a step up. Talent is just better than it was last year. Period.
No, I was saying Carter Smith said he's expecting no drop off from the.
It's
to go back to Zen real quick. And to keep hampering on fast for that type of athlete. Your mind went pass pro, but my mind gets like, what can you do in the run game with a tackler that can go out and find a linebacker?
Yeah, the athletic, the bendiness, not being able to get fooled by the quick twitch linebackers. I did a little juice here. I'm just ready to play some ball, And then being able to like adjust on the fly and being able to take out those linebackers as Mekhi Jackson's running down the sideline for a touchdown. That's what we're looking for here. And then Surratt's, chugging down the field, getting downfield blocks, and
then the RPO game, the screen game with an athletic tackle. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do there.
Because we love running screens, and they tend to work with this offense because we really have complicated pass schemes. So it's like really balanced play calling. So we always seem to call those screens at the right time. Credit to Mike Shanahan for that. Because you can be pretty lazy with your screens. Like, first, second down, like second down screen every time. Like they can get really repetitive and predictable. It seemed like last year you really didn't see it coming with them, despite them running it a ton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. The play calling, that's what gets you so excited is you look at what the team looked like last year, and then and it's not disrespectful to say they pretty much upgraded every room or just have the same people coming back that are going to get better. And it's like, yeah, that's why Indiana fans are so excited, because we just watched something work and the pieces just got better.
Yeah.
But the last two things to wrap up the Carter Smith presser, they went back to Coogan real quick, and they're like, what is the similarities and the differences between Coogan and Kadick? And he said the similarities are their energy. They both have great energy. But obviously the differences being, and these weren't Carter Smith's direct words. This is kind of my takeaway, is Mike Kadick is the barstool personality that he wants to be in front of everybody. He's going to do something that's going to command attention. And
keep it light.
Exactly. We love Kadick for it. He said, Pat, much more reserved to himself versus Kadick, who wants to be the center of attention. So kind of an interesting little wrinkle to see the differences between those two guys, but it was also interesting for him to note that their energies were similar. So, and then you look at the way Coogan was in the pre-games for Notre Dame, and you can imagine how fired up that guy gets.
I want Coogan to take control of this room, period. I mean, Kadick is gone. It's time for him to take the reins. Center is the leadership position in that. It's like the quarterback. It's the quarterback of the O-line. Like, your center has to be the vocal guy, and he showed it in the playoffs last year. That's kind of why I wanted him. Like, I wanted him before he was even in the portal. Like, I saw Pat Coogan, I was like, man, that would be awesome if IU had a guy like that. Go figure, they literally get the same guy that I want to be their center. I can't wait to see clips, maybe some pregame stuff of Coogan getting the O-line fired up. And I really do think it sets a different level, which is honestly part of the reason why I think they're going to take a big upswing next year. Not only do I think the talent is at an upgrade, I think mentally they're going to be a lot more confident, a lot more just like ill-intentioned, because they know they can really cause some harm, and just really having that O-line swagger is something you really look for. I remember I was watching BMS. They had they were recruiting the golden arm in that episode, and he shows them the dicks and all the, is that what they're called, right? All the O-linemen, their names are. It's like they're all named Dick. It's like no, they're not. They're not. I want them to have that type of swagger where it's like, yeah, these are the five. Like they should be the biggest stars on. Not that I want these guys going out and stuff, but they should be the biggest stars on campus. Where it's like, hey, roll out the red carpet for these fellas. That's what I want for my O-line. Best O-line in the country. I just want the best O-line in the country. You get that, all of a sudden you're talking trophies at that point.
To your point also about having a lot more ill intentions this year as compared to last year, a lot of these guys talked about it. Sig has talked about it pretty much every time he's been near a mic, is like going to Ohio State on the road, going to Notre Dame on the road was the first time a lot of these guys have played in any type of environment like that. To have that experience and go in without the deer in the headlights for the first 25 minutes of the game each time, to have those experiences banked for your most experienced and your best players, to where when shit hits the fan, everybody's turning and looking at those guys and they're going to be stone-faced, like ready for war. It's a completely different mindset. Even if you just ran back the same team, I think they'd fare better in those environments, simply from the fact that a lot of them hadn't been there before.
Yeah, and it because now that we're in this expanded Big Ten, obviously it's going to be something that's every year. You could probably have at least 3 really tough road environments to go through in the Big Ten. And this year they're going to Iowa City, they're going to Eugene, they're going to State College. State College will probably be a whiteout game because Indiana's going to be ranked in the top 10 potentially. So them just being prepared and preparing for that mentally going into spring, knowing that they're going to be playing these big games where they're going to be ranked and they're going like knowing that this stuff is going to happen again, I think prepares them tremendously. And I can't wait. Can't wait to see the spring game. I can't wait. I expect a big step up from quality from last year, just based on things. I thought they were playing really awesome in the spring game last year, but I expected just a little bit faster, just a little bit.
I think that's fair. And then the final thing they asked Carter Smith was what was his favorite moment from last year. Do you have a prediction?
Hit Carter Smith's favorite moment.
He gave an honorable mention and then gave
yeah. Well, can I make a bet? He's gonna say the Nebraska game, 4 rushing touchdowns. That's what he's gonna talk. That is gonna be his favorite moment of last year.
And the honorable mention?
Oh, the honorable mention, beating Michigan.
You were close. The honorable mention was Nebraska, and he did specifically talk about the media environment going into that game, about how Nebraska hadn't allowed any rushing touchdowns and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But his favorite moment was the Rose Bowl when UCLA fans cleared out and you could hear like the Hoosiers from the Indiana fans in Pasadena. He said that was his favorite moment.
Awesome. I was a part of that.
You were a part of that.